One reason the Batman Arkham franchise keeps popping up on this channel is not only that it's a reason why many of you originally found this channel, but also because there's no shortage of things to talk about. When it comes to Arkham, I've sort of hit a spot where I was starting to be seen a little too much as an Arkham channel, and I backed off a bit because I did not want to stretch these videos thin. I want to talk about this when it's interesting, and this is something really cool that was recently discovered over by a Reddit user. It's something I should have seen a long time ago and somehow never did, mainly because of excitement at just jumping into the game. So before we hop into this, I want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons who are very special, but I'm actually going to shout out all of you real quick. Nicholas, Globular, Young Based God, Alex, Michael, Sean, Colin, Nazim, Adam, Seth, Arasan, Caleb, and Jonah. I can't speak, I'm sorry. But I wanted to shout these guys out because they are really helping the channel keep going and keep growing, and I appreciate them very much. If you want to check out the Patreon, I will have more information at the end of the video. Now, as far as the Batman Arkham secret that was discovered recently, it's actually something that I think we all should have seen, and I'm sure a lot of you will say, well, gee, Jay, I already saw this, and I've been playing Arkham since I was negative 12 months old inside my mother's uterus. And I understand, I'm not the most perceptive guy in the world, but actually over on Reddit, user Kadir4010 found something very interesting on the main menu screen, and that is that the main menu transitions hide some different things than many of us may have seen in the past. Now, depending on where you are in the story, these main menu transitions actually change. This is something that I didn't know. And Kadir had actually said that he had played through like 12 to 20 playthroughs, I believe. I think it was over a dozen, and hadn't seen this until recently because of just, loading into the game and pressing play. And the reason a lot of people might not have seen all of these transitions actually, which include Joker, Harley Quinn, Solomon Grundy, and more, including Tiger Guards, etc., is because I think a lot of us were really quick to jump into the game every time we loaded it up. You'd have to wait a good 15-20 seconds for each transition to change, sometimes more. And while some of these did connect, they mostly featured Batman, so most players, including myself, would often just click play, pretty quickly to proceed back into the game. Not to mention that it changes over the course of the game. So what actually happens with this that I never knew, and thank you to Kadir and others on Reddit for pointing it out, is that as you encounter and defeat different villains in the game, including Joker, Harley Quinn, Bane, and others, you will be able to see some of those in the main menu transitions. Now, what's weird about it is that you'd think that it would just be, well, we roll through the transitions, we get to the villains, and then we start proceeding through the villains. That's not actually how it works. This is so easy to miss because what happens is you get through the Batman transitions, then it'll play a villain transition, say Mr. Freeze, and then it'll go back to the Batman transition. So as a player, it's very easy to think, oh, it's done. Obviously that was the last transition, we're moving back to Batman. But once it cycles through Batman again, you'll see another villain, maybe Joker, throwing his playing cards. Then it'll transition back to Batman. And it'll keep going in this cycling menu, which is different depending on how far you are in the game. Maybe you haven't defeated or encountered Joker yet. Maybe you haven't actually encountered Harley Quinn. You won't see those characters on that main menu no matter how long you actually sit there. So this is really cool. I mean, there's not much hidden in those characters themselves. It's not like we're sitting here really dissecting and finding a ton of cool Easter eggs in the main menu. It's more just interesting to me because this is a detail that it's right there in our faces, right? It's kind of, to me, like the now defunct Fake, I suppose, Deadshot, from Arkham City, where you can encounter him as Bruce Wayne right away in the line after being accosted by Tiger Guards. A lot of people didn't see that because it was something just so out in the open and in your face, and you just think, oh, it's just a villain. Or maybe even something, again, right at the beginning, like Black Mask fighting off the Tiger Guard with the chair. You might be focusing so much on one thing that something right in front of your face slips by you the whole time. It's something I find really cool about the Batman Arkham series is that we can still talk about new things we discover even today. And even if you did already see this, I'm sure down below you can share something that is maybe not as well known, maybe a fact that you've noticed in the game that we can cover in a future video, because I always appreciate learning more about some of my favorite series. So with that said, I'm going to end the video here. If you are interested, I encourage you to check out the Patreon, where a wide variety of behind the scenes content goes up. Exclusive videos that are only over on Patreon are also linked over there to the correct tiers, so if you're interested in supporting the channel and getting some behind the scenes goodies and videos and looks at stuff, I would appreciate it if you check that out and join the Patreon family in the description down below. We also have a thriving Discord community, which is fantastic, where if you are not getting upload notifications and stuff like that, every day we have upload notifications whenever a video goes up on either channel. And speaking of that, last but not least, we do have a secondary channel, Degenerate Plays, where we play through a wide variety of different games. I believe starting today, we put up part 1 of Dead Space. That is being remade soon, so that's something I'm really excited about. I'm playing through that with my wife, Jill, who also has her own stuff in the description down below, including a high-quality Etsy store where she makes all kinds of awesome stuff. Thanks a lot for checking this out. I appreciate you very much. Have a fantastic day, and as always, everyone, stay shway.